I'm pretty happy that most of our finishes are 2-1, and then the occasional 3-0 is just always fun. Now I look like a person. I look like people. Okay. I also might have just been sitting too close to the screen. It's also possible. Losing draft finals to typhoid rats. Really? Okay, well let's do another one, and I'll try to like channel my thought process to you best I can with what we pick. We'll do another one. I'm gonna be exhausted, and we'll make it Swiss. I just don't really like the single limb. But this is it. This is the last one, and I gotta go to bed. Ooh. That guy seemed cool. He didn't want to chill, but that's fine. His loss, I mean, like, he wanted to meet you guys, right? Or, I mean, we wanted to meet him. It's our loss, actually. Excuse me. It's our loss, because he's a cool guy. But, you know, you can't be friends with everyone. Gotta learn that the hard way. Yeah, careful. Moobot is relentless, Lab Rat. You need to be very careful. Tiptoe. So this is a 2-1 list. That's not bad. I know, my title was even just one more cube. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we went 2-1. You guys, I said just one cube. I said just one the cube. Join another draft. Oh, we did. I mean, like, if we have some more mods in here, like, I don't have any mods in here except myself and MagicBot, so if we had more mods online, I would definitely, guys, think about, you know, some of you guys I see in here quite a bit. Some of you guys like Lost Man and Corn, you've been here a while, and Chocolate, Roxas. Thanks for sticking, you know, Ginkman, of course. Thanks for sticking, Jero. Like, a lot of these names I've come to Quarthian recently. More recently, Labrat, of course, you've always kind of been around. I feel like some of you guys should apply for moderatorship to my channel. It's not hard. It doesn't take you a long time, and then I can delete the Moobot. No, thanks, Lost Man. Like, if I can get some more of you guys to, like, take up the mantle of being moderator, then I can turn off Moobot, and then we don't have to... You guys can get it really excited in caps. All of the emotes. So many emotes, so... If that's an incentive for you to become a moderator, you know, let me know if you'd like to do it. You're a troll who has ADHD? Well, I don't mind if you have ADHD. That's not a big deal. Jeros. In fact, some people with ADHD are really interesting. I guess it just depends on whether you let it be a strength or a weakness. Came for Legacy, stayed for the cubes. Kadro, no! I'll unban you. Kadro. I got you, I unbanned you. You're already a mod on another channel. That doesn't mean you can't. I have ADD. Well, thanks for the love, Lost Man. Appreciate it, man. So, if we're talking modern, hang on, let's talk modern for a moment while we wait for this to pop. It's taking a really long time. Let's talk modern for a second. So this is what I would build if I was thinking about building a Kiki-Jiki deck. This is what I would suggest. If you already have the pieces for this, feel free to build this. What I'm about to show you. You're probably already familiar with this strategy. It's like a Snapcaster style control. You prefer Kiki Chord? I'd rather play Kiki. I feel like there's a meta now. I would honestly play the full set of snaps. You don't have to. Lightning Bolts, Helix, so you can have a chance in the burn match game one, and then you can maybe have like something like Core Firewalker or your choice of burn hate in the sideboard. So, you know, maybe as many as 2 Helix, maybe more. You know, anywhere between 3 and 4 bolts. It doesn't matter necessarily. You can have maybe a fork bolt in the sideboard, or maybe, you know, be really spicy and run one main. You want probably 2 spell snare right now, 1 to 2 spell snare. Kiki chord's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you could. Give me some Celestial Colonnades, probably the place. So you could maybe run 3 if you want to be really meta. A reason to run 3 in this deck is because you're trying to cast Kiki, which of course is triple red. So you have to run a little more red mana than you would otherwise. Jeskai Delver, you want to play Storm Chaser. You want to run Storm Chaser? Hang on. You're not crazy though, hang on. Give me a second. So you probably run no more than 2 Kikis in this deck. The split is typically... It's typically 3 to 4 Restos, 1 to 2 Kiki Jikis is usually how you build this. Our draft started. But yeah, probably 3 to 4 restorations, and then you want like a Wall of Omens, potentially. That also helps your burn match, believe it or not, a little bit. Probably no more than 2 or 3 walls. There you go, you could jam Twin. Alright, so we just built like blue, green, black, Dirtle control. It's not what I really want to build again. I think that would be very not fun for you guys to watch the same archetype, and myself. So Solemn is a pretty open card. Doesn't really matter what you go. This is always a reasonable direction to take a deck, because it can go in so many different strategies, or you can try to jam into an archetype. Ulamog could be fun. For us, not for the other guy. Mono Red GG, go Phoenix. Go Hard Twin, force it. What, because we're talking about it? Because it's Bannerino'd in Modern? I think the pick is definitely Pester or Solemn. Austin says take the Solemn. I think Solemn is the safe pick, because it can go in so many different decks. We may be kicking ourselves in a pick or two. But, like, look, there's not another twin piece in this pack, so we don't feel too terrible. We didn't get to Windmill Slam from one to the next. Fetch lands are always safe. Always a fine, pretty much always a fine pick. There's nothing really in this that really makes me want to go into anything. I would almost just take another land. Or, well, Solemn's kind of like a land. Take the Cultivate. I think I'd rather just take a fetch. Oops, I meant to click on not the temple. Pfft. Silly me. Silly me. Oh, there's the Deceiver. Now we're kicking ourselves. There's the second piece. Wake. Yeah, now I'm definitely kicking myself. Pester's not coming back. It is a weird looking Misty. It's not really what I meant to do. I like Fertile Ground. Just snap off the Confluence? Yeah, you could. Force part the Water Veil. I certainly don't want to play against Confluence. The fact that the Confluence was still there might mean that the players on to that side of us are not really interested in black. That might be a potential read. Or the other cards are more powerful, but again, this is one of the most powerful cards in blue as far as the late game's concerned. Could take Kira. Could take Sphinxes. It just depends on how dirtily you want to be. I like Kira. Windbrisk is not nutters. Rev fits right in. Rev is pretty slow though, Austin. But I mean, the meta is can be pretty slow. Maybe did take Temple. Bramaz is nice. I'd almost rather have the Kira or the Bramaz. You love Rev on principle. I did just tell that last guy, teach me your ways, how to build dirtily blue-white control. It's definitely somewhat different than what we just played as. Now, unfortunately, look how hard blue has been cut from this pack, so we might need to go... We can either right now change gears, or we can try to force through That's not necessarily a good plan to just try to force through. We might want to switch gears. Focus on the Solemn. Like, this is a pretty... I mean, like, the only really technically bluish card in this pack is the Sulfur. Could not just be a very... Oh, thanks, Austin. I'm glad you like the music. I built this playlist just for you guys, just for us here. Go mono black. You don't know blue is cut? I mean, you could take the Sulfur Falls. We already have a Temple of Triumph. Yeah, blue's being cut, guys. Look. I don't think I'm crazy in saying that. I'm going to say it again. I think blue's being cut really hard. That's 2 packs in a row. There wasn't a blue card. So, yeah, we should maybe go somewhere else. Both of our lands are red. That's an Inferno Titan. This ramps us. I want to pick maybe white or red cards. Both of our duels are red, though. Titan looks pretty sweet. Titan or red? I'm going to go Titan. Okay, there's a blue spell. Again, still feels like blue's being cut. Now, unfortunately, some of our blue, like especially the Confluence, is so powerful, we might still want to try to be in blue and just like each fresh pack that we open. Here's a strategy for you, lol corn. A strategy we could do is try to snap off as many sweet blue cards as we can when we get fresh packs, but it'll be cut. Dr. Horrible's one of your favorite of all time. It's a good one. I like it too. You can take the Burst Lightning or the Alchemy. Both of which are fine. I don't hate Burst Lightning. Especially after we just picked an Inferno. Spell Pierce is reasonable. Bonfire is actually not terrible in this format. If you Miracle it, it's the nuts. If you cast it as a overcosted Pyroclasm, it's still not terrible. Just call you Corrin. Oh, of course. Spell Pierce is totally reasonable too in this format. Honestly, I almost like it more than the Bonfire. Depends on what you want to be better against. So much blue-red, should we just Force Twin? Red Control, do it. I'm gonna go with the Bonfire. I think there's totally merit to the other card. Bonfire, if you're gonna hardcast it, you want it to be about 5 mana. That right here, the 5 mana Bonfire is a Pyroclasm. Obviously, the nuts is miracling it. There's a Parallax Wave. There's a Pilgrim. Parallax Wave, sweet. If you use it correctly. Pillar. Coral Helm Commander came back. This guy's not terrible on his own. Well, Pillar makes more sense what we're trying to do. 6... Oh, hang on. No, you morph this and then you play it for a little bit cheaper. This is actually a 5-drop. This is a 4-drop Angel. This is really underestimated, actually. Yes, this is your turn 3 play and then also your turn 4 play, but it's a 4/5 lifelinker. We saw that last guy play and treat successfully. This format might be slow enough for something crazy. He was in the finals against us too. Red-White Miracles? Maybe. Heights, we're not really going wide. I'd almost rather just, like, grab something that sucks against us, sucks for us to play against, than the Heights. I don't think we're going wide enough for Heights to be sweet. I'd almost rather just hate the Rider. Here I'd rather hate the Reanimate spell. I don't really want to play Kytheon. We're not going to flip it. I don't really care about playing against it either. We don't want to play against Ravages. So those last few picks there, Lil Corn, Corrin, just Corrin. Those last few were just Ravages. So let me explain where Exalted Angel actually exists on your curve. She can be a 6-drop sometimes. More often than not, if you have her, if you think that your opponent's not going to just toast the morph version of her, you play her as a 3 and then you flip her as a 4. So she's actually not nearly as bad as people might think. So we could just go blue-white control, or white-red control, or we can try to force into some blue here. Jason, Gifts Given. Gilded Lotus lets us do some of these silly spells. I'm actually not too terribly impressed with Jason in this format. I almost would just snap off this Lotus. We've got a solemn for ramping and fixing. Then we get